Hello, everybody. It's Jeff Eichen here, and we are working on our gamma here and our brightness. We'll keep it up, okay? So keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. So I have the presence of light here. I've read in this book before, and it's important to slow down and speed up. Danny Milholland. I mean, Danny Milholland. my my good friend Danny, who passed away, but he played 300 concerts with Seals and Crofts. So we love you, Danny, and love you forever. So I'm going to read from The Presence of Life. Miss Chaplin's first book, The Bright Light of Death, is an account of her work with persons whose problems are directly related to being unduly influenced by the deceased, usually relatives or close friends. In The Presence of Life, she describes her healing work in dealing with physical afflictions, attitudinal problems, and personality disorders resulting from early childhood and traumatic experiences. So it's kind of a cool book, and it also has, look how much light is on that book here. It's the light. It has an infinity on it. So same with most of my logos from day one, because we live forever. Okay, so it says here, someday, Bob, you are going to tell me that you have found the meaning of it all. But now is your time for self rehabilitation through self examination. You will see that the method of meditation and visualization will not be too painful. It will be revealing but not humiliating. Bob left taking with him the meditation I had written down for his daily practice I use in the first person. I, wherever applicable, I advise him to use any abstract thought of his own, for that which came to his own creative self was more important for his growth than what came from me. So that's for you. I always tell students that it is more important to express themselves in meditation in their own words than to memorize my words. It is important to tap one's own hidden resources than to allow someone else's, however well intentioned, to impose his or her thinking. A teacher can guide and point the way, but should not interfere with the student's prerogative, the right to think for themselves. My inner teacher never commands or imposes, but simply points the way and lets me struggle to find my own strength and learn from my mistakes. Learning by this method is more difficult, but more solid, more creative. It develops independence and self reliance. I'm there for you. So I'm not telling you what to do, just suggesting. The months flew by. Bob never missed an appointment. He was enjoying his morning meditations and became quite adept. He had the usual complaint of mind wandering and the subsequent discouragement because of this. I assured him that everything has a troublesome problem and has instructed him to ignore the interruption and simply start over. Simply start over. I assured him that everything has so concentrating on inhalations and exhalations of the breath. Remember, you can always be the controller. If your mind wanders, just gently and quietly resume breathing. Listen to the breathing, visualize it going in and coming out. Establish yourself in the driver as the driver of your vehicle, the boss of your body and mind. Beep, 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 beep. Hang on, I got my bell here. Hey, we got we got a bell problem here. There we go. Remember, you can always be the controller. If your mind wanders, just gently and quietly resume your breathing. Listening to the breathing, visualize it, go in and coming out. Establish yourself as the driver of your vehicle, the boss of your body and mind and emotions. Don't become frustrated. Just remember that you are the parent in control of the child within. The child within. And laughter heals everything. In time, Bob was able to quietly, in meditation for about 20 minutes, sit quietly. He was pleased and I was pleased. About 20 minutes. It was a real accomplishment. He also continued to observe the objectivity that he had from the very first week. He reported that some weeks he did well, certainly much better than before we began, but he sometimes slipped back into his old tyrannical pattern. He observed this aberration objectively and disappointedly. He was instructed to do. He learned not to judge himself harshly. Don't judge yourself harshly. Just carry on and carry my wayward son. So Bob observed that when he excused his behavior and justified his outbursts, he would be at the same time blame the other party for the confrontation. And that in turn resulted in his following in the old self pity, and then the old habit patterns would return. But now he had changed. He didn't like the old patterns. Those weeks when he had such a regressive moments, he would begin our session feeling contrite and discouraged. Oddly enough, it was in those particular sessions that made his greatest progress. What he saw in himself didn't like, he was eager to rectify. My faith in his ability to transform the old destructive traits was deeply sincere, and I believe my faith transferred itself to him. So I have faith on you, you have faith on you, and we can get through this together. So it was my high self relating to his high self. So that's an honor to be high selves together. Nobody's higher than the next person. Our sessions progressed, and I added another meditation method which included imagery. I enjoyed working with the imaging mind, and I think it is a sequential procedure in meditative process. We have included simple imagery exercises in many of our sessions for several months. Bob was given daily meditation based on symbols used in ancient Greek mystery schools: the circle, the cross, the triangle. He was to meditate on each symbol for 3 minutes, totaling 9 minutes. Wow. So, meditate on the circle, the triangle, and the cross. 3 minutes each. Divine is 9. Although the method is simple, it is difficult to concentrate for 3 minutes on one object without mind wandering. Bob had the usual problem with it, but when he imagined himself in front of a huge blackboard with a piece of white chalk in hand and writing on the board, the process became easier. Sometimes just using the back of the hand to outline each symbol also helps. There are other simple techniques that can be used. Anything is permissible. Bob responded to the imagery sessions very well, but finding the right key to the heart of this particular man came from Bob's earlier reaction to the suggestions of being a hero, and this became a focus of many of our imagery sessions. One day after a usual meditative process, Bob said that he would like to write the word HERO on his blackboard, and I was delighted as this much by the fact that the thought came from him. I urged him to keep up in meditation and at the same time to relate to me just what came to his mind. I recorded the words. This guy is great. He is so sure of himself. Silence again. What a guy. He is so just. I see him as a king of all kings like Solomon. People come to him and he never yells or belittles anybody. He is very patient and so kind. Silence. Bob continued his meditation in silence. I watched him. He looked thoughtful and serene. I could see that he enjoyed what he was visualizing. It was a beautiful silence. Slowly emerged and opened his eyes. He looked at me, at his surroundings, and though to reassure himself that he was there and had started from, I patiently waited for him to speak. Finally he spoke up, and that was the best meditation I have ever had. Tell me about it, I urged. King Solomon, that hero, was some kind of kingly person, Bob said. After the people left, I was alone with him, and that had a moment no longer spoke. That had to be the moment he no longer spoke to me. Bob went on. Something took place between us that I can't describe, but it was very clear then, and I knew inside of me what he was thinking inside of him. It was as though we were communicating, but there were no words. I simply knew him, and oh, how he knew me. He didn't condemn me, even though I knew he knew what a bastard I was. He just looked at me with so much kindness and love. And yes, that's it. And yes, that's it. And yes, that's it. That's it. No judgment. Oh, yeah. He looked at me with so much kindness and love. Yes, that's it. Love, a kind of love that understands bastards like me and still loves them. I knew that Bob had an ultimate experience of the great impersonal love, a peak meditation. He would never be the same again, and he never was. Inadvertently, Bob had discovered his own archetypes, the hero and the bastard. To further entrench substituting his hero self to the bastard, we began a series of sessions using imagery to finally establish that role model in his psyche. I will cover more later. Bob is going inward. He's visualizing now with the help of beautiful Annabelle Chaplain. I found Annabelle Chaplin's book, The Presence of Light, inspiring and innovative. She shows how the power of light not only can heal the present, but also the past. That's a testimonial right there. So everybody, blessings to your morning, and the medicine comes from within. There's so much calm balm. I wonder if there's ever been a calm balm. Probably. Balm, not bomb. But there needs to be a calm balm. so we can bomb hatred and bring love into your heart, your life, and there you go. Love you, everybody. Jeffy Fresh. Boom, boom, boom. In the morning. Hopefully, see you tomorrow. Do what I can to bring you another episode. Cheers. 3, 2, 1.